All right, before we get into this video, I want to give you a reminder, and this will apply all year long. If you use a video for help, or if you get help from a friend or a teacher, you really need to go back and make sure that you understand it all the way yourself afterwards. I would give it a few hours or a day, and then the next day go back and see, okay, if I were doing this myself, do I now know how to do it? And if the answer is no, then you don't actually know it all the way. So if you get help on something, it's very important that you go back over it later. So this is working with functions. We've got three different types of functions. We've got a equation, a table, and a graph. And the first thing is just evaluating. So f of -2 means we plug in -2 into f. And so that's 2 times -2 squared minus 3, which is 5. We do PEMDAS here as we're doing it. We do the -2 squared first. Then we multiply by 2, that's 8. And then we subtract 3, and that's 5. For the table, when we do g of 7, this is the x value. So when x is 7, what is g of x? So when x is 7, g of 7 is 4. We can just read it straight off of the table. And similarly on the graph, h of 2 means when the x value is 2, what is the y value? And the y value is 3. All right. I'll do one more of these. F of 3m means when x is 3m. So into f of x, f of 3m is going to be 2 times, instead of x, we're going to put in 3m. And this isn't going to come out to a number, but it is going to be something we can simplify. 3m squared is, I'm going to put equals here, 2 times 3m squared is the first operation that happens. 3m times 3m is 9m squared. 2 times m squared is 18m squared. Minus 3, and then these can't be combined. I'll leave the other ones of these for you to do. I guess I'll do 2 of these. F of 1 minus g of 0 just means you plug in 1 to f and plug in 0 for g and subtract them. I will do number 2. G of h of 0 is how you read this. This means you are going to plug, what you're plugging into g is h of 0. So you're going to find h of 0. Whatever that answer is, that's what goes into g. So we start on the inside. H of 0 means when x is 0 on the graph, the y value on the graph is 3. So when x is 0, the y value is 3. So we're doing g of 3 because h of 0 is 3. G of 3 means when x is 3, what is the y value in the table? And when x is 3, the y value in the table is -3. I'll let you do the rest of these on your own. Average rate of change. So this is from Algebra 1, but we're going to use it a lot in calculus. We want to find the average rate of change of f of x on the interval from 0 to 3. These are x values, so x equals 0 to x equals 3. And we want to know the average rate of change of f of x. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find 2 points. I'm going to find f of 0 first. F of 0 is the value I get when I plug in 0 into f. And when I plug in 0 in for x, 2 times 0 is 0, minus 3 is -3. And I need f of 3, because that's the endpoint of the interval. When I plug in 3, 3 squared is 9, 2 times 9 is 18, 18 minus 3 is 15. And so these are 2 points. These are both points. We've got 0, -3, and we've got 3, 15. We want to know the average rate of change. We don't actually know what's going on in the middle. It's some sort of quadratic, but it doesn't really matter what's going on in the middle. The average rate of change is the slope of the secant line. It's the slope of the line connecting this, which is the rise over the run. And the formula for that is y2 minus y1. That tells you how much it went up by. So going from -3 to 15, we do y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So 3 minus 0. These are the y values. It went up by 18. And it went over by 3. And so every time on average it was going up by 6. Basically it goes up by 6, up by 6, up by 6. And that's how you go up by 18 over a step of 3. So you're going to do the same thing for g and h and g of h of x. If you need more help, there will be help another time. But any of these that you weren't able to do on your own, you really want to go back and make sure you can do it at the end. Also, you don't want to come to these videos until after you've tried to do it all on your own.